Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to another Vintage Cube draft. I'm really enjoying this format. We have, we've won, we've trophied the last two Vintage Cube drafts, so I kind of want to do what Caleb Gannon does and see if I can't trophy streak, see how high we can go with getting a trophy every time. So I'm going to draft a little bit differently with the intent that I am drafting to win, not necessarily to have fun. If I want to do that, I think the pick here is either Elvish Mystic or Path. I think I'm going to take the Elvish Mystic. We'll see what happens here. Okay. Just finishing off my coffee from this morning. Well, it's still morning, of course, for me, but I think this pick is Dryad, because we've got... Simic Signet would be fine. Consecrated Sphinx is good, but I don't know that I want to lock in two colors this quickly. Dryad is fixing as well as ramp. You get Ramanop Excavator and Strip Mine, and then you have Dryad, Ramanop Excavator, Strip Mine. Your opponent's just done. Yeah, we'll take Dryad here. All right. Let's see. So there's Augur of Autumn, which I think is less important than Woodfall Primus. If we're gonna try and force mono green here, well, I'm not really forcing it. I got past two good green cards immediately. Yeah, I'll take Woodfall Primus. Hope to wheel the what is it? The Augur of Autumn. I think we take Birds and try and wheel Avenger. It's good to see that green cards are still coming around, especially Mana Dorks. That's how you know green is open. Because a lot of what the green deck wants to do is just play a bunch of Mana Dorks and then Natural Order or Finale of Devastation for something huge. Plow Under's fun, but it's not necessarily good. There are situations where Plow Under, I've seen it cast in Vintage Cube and it's just absolutely backbreaking, but I'll take Finale of Devastation. Because in the worst case scenario, Plow Under does nothing, and in the best case scenario, it's Time Stretch. So it's pretty high variance. Garrick or Cultivate. Cultivate is both fixing and ramp. Garrick, I really like Garrick, because he gives you +2 on mana, more if you have Gaia's Cradle, and he can make tokens for something like Natural Order, so I'm gonna go with Garrick here. Okay, Regrowth, Life from the Loam, or Savannah. We could also take a Firebolt and go green-red. I'm trying to think, Regrowth is really good if you're playing blue-green, if you're doing the ramp upheaval deck, because it gives you access to getting back your best spell occasionally, and especially it's really good with Time Walk. Otherwise we can take Savannah and just try to make any splashes we might want to do easier. I don't think this is a loam deck. I'll take Regrowth. I don't know that I'm playing Regrowth. Hornet Queen is a big dumb green creature, so I think I'm going to take Hornet Queen. Green appears to be very open. I'm glad that I went that route. I'm not a huge fan of Pelucranos. It's removal, but I don't like it. Path and Flicker Wisp came all the way around. Nobody respects the color white in this format at all, even though it's one of the best decks, and it's always open. I think I'm going to take Probe, actually. I really do not like Pelucranos. This is not really a Volrath Stronghold deck. Not really a Hymn to Turok deck. We could take Through the Breach and just kind of go really big. Be green-red, cheat out massive creatures. I think it's better to speculate on that than just the Raging Ravine. Same with Show and Tell. Not really sure this is a Show and Tell deck. Sure. Past in Flames in the sideboard, because we're not playing it. Hana and Elena. I mean, it does give a bunch of creatures haste. Yeah, I guess, alright, we'll take it. Birgi, probably not playing. And Usher the Fallen. So me and Show and Tell have a weird relationship going on, where every single time I've cast Show and Tell, -1. It has killed me on the spot. I want to make that clear. Oh man, I've only cast Show and Tell one time where my opponent had any cards in hand at all, and won the game. Every other time, all like 20 times I've cast Show and Tell, my opponent, like I put like an Eldrazi into play, or I put like an 8-mana creature into play, and my opponent puts a bigger Eldrazi into play. Every time, it never fails. So even though this card is insanely powerful, I just like lose to it constantly, and it's in my own deck. So I'm probably not playing Show and Tell just for that reason. We have the options of Nissa, Knight of the Reliquary, Ugin. Ugin's pretty good. Or we can go like Sneak Attack. We did pass an Ulamog already. But, you know, Sneak Attack through the Breach it's another way to cheat out massive creatures. We do have a little bit of fixing in the form of Dryad. Yeah, let's take a Sneak Attack. Okay. In this pack we have Time Twister, Rex Sage, Arbor Elf, Sword of Body and Mind. There's also, like, some Tri-lands. I'm actually, I think, going to take Time Twister. I may not end up playing red. If you can just get enough early acceleration that you can, like, play a whole bunch of Mana Dorks and then play Time Twister, you mulligan your opponent and you draw 7 new cards, which is really powerful in a deck like this. So I'm going to take Time Twister. Draw 7s are very powerful. So we're going to be looking out on how to splash blue here. I will not be taking Jace. I don't really want double blue cards unless they're upheaval. I'm going to be taking Uraga Tree Speaker because this card is effectively a Soul Ring, where, like, the first turn you have it, it's mana neutral, and then the second turn you have it is Soul Ring. So it's a very powerful card. There's Fast Bond, there's Wasteland, and Devoted Druid, and Uro. I will be taking Fast Bond. Fast Bond is another thing that's really good with Time Twister. We should be able to wheel something from this pack, hopefully, because green is just so open. We don't have any lands that are worthy of crop rotation. Heartbeat of Spring is more for Storm than it is for Ramp, though you can play it in Ramp. So I'm going to take Nissa, Who Shakes the World. She's a mana reflection just for you, as long as you're playing mono forests, or near mono forests. Yeah, I can take a Prime Time. Pest Infestation is actually, like, pretty decent in this format, but Prime Time is where we want to go. It's just more ramp, more powerful creatures. So we really are missing, like, I don't know, we need one powerful way to win. So, like, Natural Order, Magus of the Order, Craterhoof. Like, that's what we're looking for right now. There's Mirari's Wake. I might be able to play a Spellseeker in this deck. This is a Mana Reflection and an Anthem. Okay, I'm going to actually take Mirari's Wake. I don't know that I'm playing it. I have this big pile of cards that I'm maybe not playing. Show and Tell, get out of here. So, like, this is currently our deck, minus these 4 cards. Based on, you know, kind of depends on what we get here. So Circle of Dreams Druid is like a redundant Gaia's Cradle, and we are nearly mono-green. I will be taking this card because we have a bunch of Mana Dorks and it gets very good. This is not a pod deck. I don't have an actual curve of creatures all the way up, but this could be a Knight of the Reliquary deck. Yeah, I'll take a Knight of the Reliquary, but not 100%. Reclamation Sage is pretty good. It's just a dude that can kill artifacts, which is something that you generally want in this format. I will take an Elvish Reclaimer, even though we don't have any lands to, like, really take advantage of that with. I don't think we take Aura Shards. Escape to the Wilds is technically like a top-end draw spell for green. I'll put a Heartbeat of Spring in the sideboard. Like I said, probably not playing it. Ashen Rider into the side. Okay, we need a really good pack 3 for this deck to actually be good. Because we want a trophy. 3rd time in a row, have a hat trick. 1 trophy is luck. 2 can be coincidence. 3 is indicative that I'm actually playing really well. So, alright, and a Skyclave Apparition in the sideboard. Alright, I will take the Llanowar Elves here. Eternal Witness is not bad. We don't have any fetch lands, though, yet. You know, I wouldn't mind Swords if we do end up playing white as a second color. Portent is not really that great. Emrakul this is not the right Emrakul. So we'll just take the Mana Dork. Magus of the Order and Oracle of Moldiah. I'm going to take Magus because it is a natural order, even though it doesn't have haste. We do have a couple of big creatures we want to cheat out. This is the way to do it. Hopefully Oracle wheels, because Oracle of Moldiah is very, very powerful in a green deck. It's like absurdly good. But we need a way to win the game. That's one of them. And like, we do have Woodfall Primus, so like, we do have a top-end green creature. Obviously, we'd want Craterhoof. One of the problems with picking green early, if one of your first picks is not Craterhoof Behemoth, you're going to have some problems. So Sylvan Caryatid is a creature that taps for any color mana. There's 2 green fetches, both of which are considered splash colors. I think what I'm going to do is take a Stomping Ground. I could take Opposition, actually, but I have no blue fixing at all other than like a Birds of Paradise and Dryad. But this would be a pretty decent Opposition deck. And hope to wheel like Caryatid or like Tameo. Alright, I'll take Opposition. See if we can't make it work. There's a Ramanop Excavator. We have no fetch lands at all. Noble Hierarch does tap for blue. That's actually quite important, so I will take a Noble Hierarch here. Questing Beast is pretty good. Renin 6 is pretty good. Windswept Heath is a fetch land. We have no fetch lands, so like Renin 6 is actually kind of bad. So this is basically Grave Titan, but in green. And Questing Beast has the most text on it on a creature that I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, look at that. Look at the size of the print on that card. The question is, do I want a good 4-drop or a really good 6-drop? I think I'm going to go with the Huntmaster, because like if we Magus of the Order for this, we're going to have a wide board. There's a Channel. We have no Eldrazi. But there's no fixing in this pack. I could take Lion's Eye Diamond for like a Time Twister, but that doesn't really make a lot of sense with how the rest of the deck is shaping up. I will take Channel, even though Channel's not really a fun Magic card. So Hex Drinker, Huntmaster. Hex Drinker is a build your own Progenitus, and another cheap dude, so we'll take Hex Drinker. So, kind of sad. We have no fixing at all. I mean, we have dorks that tap for other colors, but there's no guarantee, right? I really hope we get that Oracle of Moldiah, because otherwise, like, Fast Bond's really not that great. There's a Maelstrom Pulse, a Knight of Autumn, Deranged Hermit. I will take the Deranged Hermit. We will not be having a Hoof, which is very, very sad for the green deck, but I will take a Deranged Hermit. Eternal Witness Wield, which is a good sign. I will take an Eternal Witness. We could buy back, I don't know, Taxian Probe. I may not be playing Eternal Witness. I kind of have to see what this deck actually looks like. Everflowing Chalice is ramp. Oblivion Stone is a board wipe that we could play. I don't think this is an Oblivion Stone deck because of how many permanents we're going to put on the board, but I will take a Chalice. Yeah, we needed a Craterhoof or an Upheaval, and we just didn't get it. I also passed 2 Eldrazi. I do not like 13 mana Emrakul in like any format. I know the card's good, but I have a personal distaste for that card. So I'm probably not playing Channel because I just don't have any large colorless payoffs. Let's see. So she taps stuff. She can create tokens of stuff out of the grave. I think I have to take the Caryatid. So we're just like ramping into not very much, but I gotta take the Caryatid because it taps for any color. Random card in the sideboard. No respect for Monastery Mentor. I guess I'll put an Avalanche Riders in my sideboard. Random Croxa. And a Jokel Hops. Alright. Let's see what we're dealing with here. So the old no fixing... Well, I shouldn't say no fixing, because like we do have Dorks, and we have Dryad, but... Minimal fixing Simic. I need to cut 4 cards at least. I'm probably not playing Channel. I'm probably not playing Regrowth. I think Eternal Witness is really bad. Like, Eternal Witness and a single fetch land is good, especially in a green deck, because like you can get back anything that you play once, but we just don't have anything that fits that bill in this deck at all. Like Finale of Devastation, which hopefully if we're casting, we're winning the game. we're not like trying to finale for value and then get it back later. And I guess Deranged Hermit is really bad without Hoof. Alright, I think this is our deck. This is not a deck that I am super confident in. 14 green sources, 2 blue. We have Noble Hierarch, Birds of Paradise, Sylvan Caryatid, Dryad. This is kind of like 6 blue sources. I'm going to play 4 islands. That's probably excessive, and I'm probably going to regret that when I draw a hand and it's all islands, but okay. Let's see if we work here. It's like no payoff, mono green. We'll see you guys in round 1. Alright, welcome to round 1, and this is not a good fast bond hand. We do have Magus of the Order, and we do have Llanowar Elves, but we have just nothing to do with it. Oh man, Elvish Reclaimer, I just realized, is pretty terrible as well, because it can fetch an island. I think we have to mulligan this hand. Okay, this hand, there's some spice here. We can do this. We can fast bond, Time Twister. We're gonna put back, I guess, Prime Time. Play a Forest. Play a fast bond. Pass the turn. No sense in running out a whole bunch of lands when we're not going to do anything with them that turn. We can save ourselves 1 life. So opponent starts Mock Sapphire Tapland. We draw Hex Drinker. So Forest, Island, lose a life, Time Twister. Opponent could have Spell Pierce. They cannot have Daze. They didn't shock, so it's not like they have Mana Leak. Let's go ahead and probe, see what their new 7-card hand is. Ancestral Recall, Devoted Druid, Tropical Island, Green Sun Zenith. Well, looks like a hand to me. Take some damage. I think we just play out our lands and start leveling up a Hex Drinker. And then like follow up with Primeval Titan next turn. The bad news is they can Ancestral Recall on our end step, and then they have a 10-card hand to work with. But, I mean, that was a pretty decent Time Twister. We have 7 lands on turn 2, so we can basically cast anything we draw. Prime Time is a little bit worse when it only grabs basics, but you know, like you do. Opponent did not Ancestral Recall. Opponent plays a Trop. And a Cultivate, which is a card they just drew. Getting Forest. Okay, so they're ramping. We draw Opposition. So I'm going to play Dryad. And I'm going to play Opposition. And I'm going to tap them out of red mana on their upkeep, I think. So we hit them for 4. Stop on their upkeep. Tap. I mean, it could tap blue-green, because then they just... Well, they can Azorius Signet if they still want to Ancestral Recall. So, we'll tap red. They can't play Huntmaster this turn. Hopefully we draw like a Hornet Queen. Opponent plays a Green Sun Zenith. It could be like a Rex Sage dealing with Opposition, or Dryad. Knight of Autumn is very similar to a Rex Sage. Okay. We did draw Hornet Queen, just a little bit later than I wanted. Let's see. We can level up or play Prime Time. I think I'm going to level up once and then hit them for 4 and then cast Primeval Titan. Because Primeval Titan has Trample, and I am going to attack with Dryad here. Yeah, these are both technically 6/6s. So let's try and get some lands out of this deck. I mean, like, we did some powerful stuff. We mulliganed our opponent's hand. They're having to play with whatever they're drawing. Which, to be fair, when you have an Ancestral Recall, is a lot more than the average deck. Opponent plays a Steam Vents tapped. And a Huntmaster of the Fells. We untap and draw birds. Yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead and level this all the way up. Protection from everything is a good set of words to have on a creature that you play. Alright. Go to combat. Attack with everybody. Go forest, forest. I was going to say, they have to block some number of creatures. So they're going to block down Prime Time. That's fine. Opponent is now at 3. I'm not going to play out anything else. They're going to have a tough time if they don't have a Wrath actually dealing with this Hex Drinker. Alright, we get game 1. We cast all of the blue spells in our deck. It didn't feel too bad having that many islands. So, yeah, you know, let's go ahead and run it back. I think we got lucky. Our deck does a couple of powerful things, but it's like this hand does nothing. I'm gonna keep this hand, but it doesn't really do anything. We need to draw like an opposition or something. Opponent leads on Arid Mesa. We draw an island, which is not what I was hoping for. Play a forest. Play a Noble Hierarch. Pass the turn. Opponent cracks Arid Mesa. Probably gets a Steam Vents. Is this Steam Vents Ancestral Recall? Steam Vents tapped, okay. It's not Steam Vents Ancestral Recall, at least not yet. Opponent plays a forest. And Renin 6. That makes my life sad. We draw Dryad. Yeah, I'm going to actually run out this Llanowar Elves, because I don't want them to pick up an Arid Mesa out of their grave. I'd rather them downtick here. As awful as that is. But Renin 6 is pretty good when your opponent plays a bunch of X1s. So opponent cultivates. They get a forest and a plains. They probably put the plains on the battlefield, so they're holding a forest. They play a Mox. Okay. We draw nothing. Play an island. Play a Dryad. Play a forest. Pass the turn. Green Sun X4. Omnath. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's really good. This might be GG. They play Arid Mesa, they fetch up a Savannah. Omnath gives them a ton of mana. They play Tameo. They tap Dryad. And pass. Okay, okay, Magus of the Order is a thing. So, play Island, Island. Let's multi-kick Everflowing Chalice twice. Then play Magus of the Order. Pass the turn. So, if Magus of the Order survives... Well, actually, Magus of the Order can get tapped by Tameo, so it's effectively as good as dead. Because it's not going to do anything. If this was actual Natural Order, we could have gotten Woodfall Primus and taken out Tameo. Because Tameo is about to ult. Although, with a Magus of the Order on the board, they may not risk it. And they hit us for 4. Okay. We untap and draw Tavalar's Huntmaster. So, let's go to combat. Attack Tameo. Okay, opponent double blocks, so let's kill the Huntmaster. Play bigger Huntmaster. Opponent has Venser. They bounce Huntmaster. Okay. Man, I wish this deck had a Crater Hoof so bad. Opponent goes to combat. They attack us for 8, which is half of our life total. They replay Arid Mesa. They Knight of Autumn, killing our Everflowing Chalice. And they let us untap. Draw Probe. Probe them. Because this way we get a little extra information, even if we end up dying. They're holding nothing. Play a Forest. Play Tavalar's Huntmaster. Make some tokens. Opponent untaps. They crack Arid Mesa for a Sacred Foundry. Tapped. They gain a bunch of life. Okay, block and block, I guess. Going 2. Problem is Ren and 6 down tick can just kill us. So I don't have a way out. Because I lost both my wolves, so I can't fight anything. I can Magus and go get Woodfall Primus to stop Ren and 6, but that doesn't deal with the board. I can get Primetime, that does nothing. I can get Hornet Queen, which deals with the board, but doesn't deal with Ren and 6. So we're going to go ahead and concede. Yeah, our hand just didn't do anything, unfortunately. We needed to draw stuff that wasn't lands. Yeah, no adjustments, run it back. I would like to play first. Okay, we got Magus of the Order. I will keep this. Let's go ahead and probe our opponent. We draw birds. Opponent will be able to play Ren and 6 on turn 2 with a fetch land available. They start with Verdant Catacombs. We draw Uraga Tree Speaker. So let's play Everflowing Chalice kicked once. The plan right now is to run out Magus of the Order first, while our opponent's playing Ren and 6, and then if they play like a Knight of Autumn or a Cultivate on turn 3, we can then order for Woodfall Primus. Because they won't be able to answer Everflowing Chalice with Knight until after we get that down. And we'll be able to cash in a useless mana dork here. If they don't cast... No, never mind. I don't have a way to like attack down around 6 because I don't have Crater Hoof. They fetch up Trop, pick up Verdant Catacombs again. Then they're going to Knight of Autumn my Everflowing Chalice. We draw Time Twister. I think that's a good backup plan, but right now it's not going to do anything. I guess Tree Speaker is actually the worst of our dorks because we have to invest so much mana in it at this point. So play Tree Speaker. Sack Tree Speaker. And do we get Huntmaster or Primus? I think it's Primus. Because if I play Primus and I nuke a land, they can't play Tameo, and then I can attack Ren and 6. And then if they kill it, I get it back. Yeah, I think Woodfall Primus is the play. Do we kill Ren and 6 or do we kill a land? And I think we kill a land, so they can't just, like, cast Tameo with Phyrexian mana. And this way, if we draw a land, then we can fast bond Time Twister, and then they lose Tameo and draw a new hand of 7, and maybe we cast something big. Because they have so many cards in hand, they actually can't get them all onto the battlefield right now. So this does not play around like a Swords to Plowshares, which would really suck. And we are very much hoping to draw a forest or an island. Either one will do. Green Sun X2. Wall of Roots. Okay, so that's a blocker. We draw Llanowar Elves. Where did Green Sun go? What did I miss? Does it exile itself? Oh no, it's a Sun Zenith spell. It shuffles back in. I was like... it is very unfortunate that I cannot Fast Bond and Time Twister this turn, but I'm pretty sure I actually need to cast Time Twister. Okay, so Ren and 6 takes 1. They lose their Wall of Roots. I could maybe delay a turn, but if I can potentially deny them Tameo, I'm going to try. We got back Magus of the Order. And we got some lands to play, so... we have no idea what's in their hand now. Okay, opponent shocks the Steam Vents. They drew Tameo anyway. Okay. So they tap Woodfall Primus. They uptick. They're going to attack us for 2. We draw Finale of Devastation, which is actually quite awesome. We're going to play Magus of the Order. Opponent should recognize that the threat here is Magus of the Order, and they're going to tap Magus rather than tap Woodfall Primus. Because Woodfall Primus has Persist, and if they tap it, we can sack it to Magus of the Order, go get Prime Time or Hornet Queen, get Woodfall Primus back, and deal with a Planeswalker. Okay, opponent has Omnath. And they play an island, gaining a bunch of life. Yep, they tap Magus of the Order. And they pass. We untap. We draw a forest. So we go to combat. Attack Renin 6. I'm not sure if they can really abuse the ult, but I don't want to find out. Okay, Renin 6 is going to go to 1. We play a land. Play a Circle of Dreams Druid. Play Sylvan Caryatid. Pass the turn. Okay, they downtick to kill Circle of Dreams Druid to limit our mana. We can go get Tovalar's Huntmaster or Prime Time with Finale. We can't just get like the instant kill off of Finale though, unfortunately. Opponent plays Wall of Roots. And Nissa. So they get a forest here. They play a forest, they gain life. And they play a Signet. Okay. So we untap, draw a card, go to combat, and attack Tamiyo. They chump to prevent a little bit of damage. Tamiyo goes down to 4. We play an island, play Rexage, take out the Signet, pass the turn. Yeah, they're kind of in a tough spot, but it's not like we've won yet. They cast a Cultivate. They put an island onto the battlefield. They gain life. They transform Nissa, which is going to allow them to make a 4/4 token. They can play a forest if they want to gain a ton of mana this turn. They have 5 cards in hand. We only know that one of them's a forest. Okay, they make the 4/4 token, Ashaya the Woken World. They play a forest. They gain a bunch of mana. They spend that mana on Huntmaster of the Fells. They tap Magus of the Order, and they attack us for 4 with Omnath. No blocks. We'll take 4. Go to 14. Untap. We draw Fast Bond, which is not useful. Play a forest. I can Finale of Devastation X7. I can go get Hornet Queen, which I think is what I'm going to do. We're going to attack Tamiyo again. They chump with a Wolf token to let Tamiyo survive at 1. Okay. That's Finale of Devastation, X7. I wish I could have held out to just kill them with Finale of Devastation, but unfortunately that is not what the case is going to be here. We get a Hornet Queen, make a bunch of Death Touch bees. Okay, opponent restos Huntmaster. They resto Omnath to draw a card. Okay, they play a forest, they gain a bunch of life. They play a Sacred Foundry, deciding whether or not to shock it. They don't. They make a bunch of mana. It's probably a Green Sun. Ulamog the Ceaseless Hunger. Yeah, that's gonna be game. I cannot beat an Ulamog the Ceaseless Hunger. They exile Woodfall Primus and Magus of the Order. Yeah. The opponent's deck is very good. We just didn't do anything cool fast enough. They play out a Devoted Druid. We draw an Elvish Reclaimer. I can attack and kill some Planeswalkers, but I'm going to lose my entire library to Ulamog. It being indestructible. Yep. Unfortunately, the trophy streak is not happening, but I will see you guys in round 2. Alrighty, welcome to round 2. I think this is a mulligan, because we're just going to play Forest to die. I mean, we have Garrick. Alright, I'm not thrilled about this. But at least we can cast Probe without losing life. Opponent plays a Swamp and a Soul Ring. Opponent's deck is very good. I know very little about it, but I can tell you it's better than ours. Let's go ahead and probe them, find out a little bit more information. Archon of Cruelty, Fast Bond, Baleful Strix, Lotus Petal. Opponent top decks an island and plays Baleful Strix. That's very good. Good job, opponent. They draw a card, so they already have one card. We don't know what it is. We draw Fast Bond, so we can play Fast Bond. And then we can play a bunch of lands. Play Garrick, make a beast. Pass the turn. Opponent attacks Garrick for 1. Sure. We're kind of hoping to draw a Time Twister at this point. Opponent charts a course, draws 2 cards, plays a Copperline Gorge. They play Fast Bond, that's scary. They play a Mountain, a Lotus Petal. Okay, we draw a Forest. Untap some lands. Hit them for 3. I mean, hopefully our opponent, like, casts a Wheel of Fortune. But I think they're actually casting an Archon. I think that's what's happening here. Alright. We lose Garrick. We discard an island. And take 3. I think this deck was just not broken enough. Opponent hits us for 1. We draw opposition. Do I want to show them opposition? This is such a losing game scenario, but we can at very least tap down Archon so it can't attack and ruin our day. Okay, tap Archon. Opponent's going to hit us for 1. I mean, with Soul Ring, Fast Bond, they've got to be playing a draw 7, right? Okay, they sack Nurturing Peatland. They play a Rakdos Signet. Yeah, they have to be playing like Upheaval or something. Draw nothing. We're getting Vendilion clicked. Okay, sure. You can see the mediocrity that is my deck. And we're kind of just holding out for like Time Twister, and hopefully we can overpower the board somehow. We don't really have a great top end, so I don't think that's possible. But I don't really want to give up yet. It possibly would have been smarter to concede, not cast opposition, just so they don't know about it. Opponent attacks us for 4. We go to 8. They play a Coalition Relic. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and concede now. We're top decking a Hornet Queen. That may have been enough, but that was probably an early concession. Alright. No adjustments. We're going to run it back. I really should have played that out. My apologies. We'll go first. Sure. I'm going to start Forest into a Birds of Paradise, because I want to play Dryad into a Dork on turn 2. The odds that they have at least one removal spell for, like, Uraga Tree Speaker is pretty high. Otherwise, like, this is the highest potential upside. Opponent starts with Mox Diamond, discarding an island. Alright. They play a Swamp into a Baleful Strix. Alright. We draw an island. So, play a Forest, play Dryad, play another Forest, play Uraga Tree Speaker, pass the turn. So we're really hoping to top deck either a huge creature or a Time Twister, or have our opponent cast a Time Twister. Okay, we draw Opposition. Opposition is very nice. So let's go ahead and level up Tree Speaker. we'll play opposition, play Llanowar Elves, pass the turn, and then stop on our opponent's upkeep. We will tap Mox Diamond and Dark Slick Shores. See, this is why opposition is a good card, because eventually we're just going to have like enough creatures that we can tap down all of our opponent's permanents every turn. And we were already there, basically. I guess opponent was missing a land drop. Yeah, okay, we weren't drawing anything good, but I'm kind of glad my opponent conceded. Okay, moving on to game 3. Alright, we got a Hex Drinker, we got an opposition, so we're going to keep this. We have a ramp spell. Opponent starts Mox Diamond again, discarding a swamp. And an Overgrown Tomb untapped, that's scary. And a Soul Ring. Oh gosh, is this Time Twister? Okay. Let's just say if this is Time Twister, I'm screwed. They play Nissa, and they get a Forest. Okay. She's very far off of doing anything. She's just like a 3-mana 2/2, a Grey Ogre, until they get to 7 lands. They play Dark Slick Shores, which is not the Forest they got. Attack us for 2, no blocks. We draw a Forest. Go to combat. Attack for 2. Okay, we take our opponent to 16. Play an island. Play Caryatid. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a Ramanop Excavator. Well, that's pretty good. It allows them to play a swamp out of the grave. We draw birds. Play a forest. Play opposition. Pass the turn. I think we're going to tap Soul Ring. We're going to take some damage here, but I think this is necessary. Opponent plays a Blood Crypt. Tapped. They attack us for 4. They're still holding a forest. Okay, Hornet Queen is good, if we can make it to Hornet Queen mana. So let's level up Hex Drinker. They have a Hero's Downfall for it. Okay, that sucks. So we pass the turn. And we're going to tap Soul Ring. We currently have 6 mana, so next turn we can Hornet Queen, which is pretty great. And we'll tap Mox Diamond as well. Opponent attacks us for 4. We go down to 10. They play the Forest. We untap and draw Dryad. Play an island. Play Hornet Queen. Okay. Get a whole bunch of insects. Pass the turn. Opposition. 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 And opposition. Okay, opponent attacks us for 2. We go to 8. They play an island. We untap and draw a forest. Play a forest. Play Dryad. Play an island. I don't think I can attack yet. This is going to take a while. Okay. Pass the turn. No attacks. It's going to be kind of expensive on our clock, but... Okay, we draw Tree Speaker, so we can play Tree Speaker, immediately level it up, Pass the turn. Tap all of our opponent's permanents except for a swamp. It's just a delay tactic until we can find a way to win. But opposition's a really messed up Magic card. We untap. We draw Finale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think we have just enough. Finale of Devastation X10. Go get Woodfall Primus. Blow up Swamp. Attack for 1 quadrillion. That's what we were hoping to do. We got very lucky there. Top decking Hornet Queen after opposition is very, very brutal line. But hey, you know, we won a game. We won a match. So I'll see you guys in round 3. Alright, round 3. And unfortunately, we do not have multiple lands in this hand. If we did, it would be very good. I think we're gonna mulligan that. Okay, we got some ramp. We got a Tavalar's Huntmaster. I think I'm gonna put back Probe, and just gonna try it like this. Opponent starts Naya Tapland. We will play Elvish Mystic. Pass the turn. Man, if we had like a Gaia's Cradle, Elvish Reclaimer would be very good. Opponent plays a Shelldock Isle. If we just had any non-basic land, really, Elvish Reclaimer would be good. Okay, we draw a Hex Drinker. That's something to do with our mana. Play an island, play Reclaimer, play birds, pass the turn. Opponent's turn, they draw a card. It's an island. They repeal birds, sure. We untap, we draw a forest. So play a forest, play a Hex Drinker, level up, level up, level up. Attack for 1. Opponent untaps. And they play Teferi, Time Raveler. They bounce Hex Drinker. How rude. They play Plains. We untap and draw Llanowar Elves. So go to combat. Attack. I don't know why it lists opposing Planeswalkers as my name, but it does. Attack Teferi, playing around Path or Swords. Play an island. Play birds. Play Hex Drinker. And start leveling up. Really hoping they don't have a Supreme Verdict or Wrath of God. Okay, they cycle Rafine's Tower. They play a Plateau. We untap and draw a forest. Play a forest. Level up. Play Tavalar's Huntmaster. Get a bunch of tokens. Attack our opponent for 5. We hit them down to 14. Dig through time. I think they're dead. Yep. Alright. We got there. Just cast dudes. That's what green does. Yeah, alright, run it back. I mean, you know. It's kind of what we came here to do. This is not that great of a hand, but I am going to keep it. Hopefully Circle of Dreams Druid does not immediately bite the dust. They lead on Shelldock Isle. We draw Hex Drinker. Play Noble Hierarch. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a Plains. Repeals Noble. Okay. We draw Rexage. So play Hex Drinker. Play Noble. Pass the turn. Opponent balance. Oh gosh. They have to discard a card. And we lose both of our creatures, which is very bad. So they traded 2 cards for 2 cards. We need to top deck a forest, really? I guess birds does it as well. Play birds, pass the turn. Although, if they were going to balance, they must have drawn it off repeal because There's no reason for them to have repealed my 1-drop. They Chrome Mox away Elspeth, Sun's Champion? Is this Big Gids? It is Big Gids. And they taunt with him. So we play a Forest. I can play Everflowing Chalice, and then Rex Sage Chrome Mox, or I can play Circle of Dreams Druid, which gives me +2 mana, putting me up to 6. I can play like Huntmaster, or maybe Woodfall Primus soon enough. I think I want to Rex Sage that Chrome Mox. So we're going to kick this once. Kill Chrome Mox. Just in case they're relying on casting another big spell. Okay, they kill birds. We untap. We draw Prime Time. Go to combat. Actually, I'm not going to attack. Play Circle of Dreams, Druid. Pass the turn. And now that we've drawn Primeval Titan, we really, really want to cast Primeval Titan. 4 mana, they dig through time. Okay, they untap. They taunt our creatures. They play Teferi Time Raveler, that's very bad. They bounce Circle of Dreams Druid. They play Fiery Islet. They cast a Ragavan. We draw Hornet Queen. Well, replay Circle of Dreams Druid. We have to attack Gideon. They untap. They kill Rex Sage. They Lightning Helix Circle of Dreams Druid. Yeah, they just have too much removal this game. They hit us with Ragavan. They exile a forest. They get a treasure. Play Dak Faden. They're going to take my Chalice. Yeah, alright. Going to game 3. Unfortunately, we were just too slow. You know, I guess I should have Deranged Hermit in the deck if I'm playing opposition. I can probably get rid of Probe. Yeah, alright. At least I recognized it by the last game that I played, so... I would like to play first. I will be keeping this. Play a Forest. Play Elvish Mystic. Pass the turn. We untap. We draw Time Twister. Play a Forest. Play Llanowar Elves. Attack for 1. If we can draw an island, and we can go Garruk into Time Twister, that'd be insane. Opponent plays a Polluted Delta, cracks it, gets a Tundra, Lightning Helix and Elf. We need a land. Fast Bond is not a land. Play Fast Bond, go to combat, attack for 1, hit them down to 20. Opponent plays an island, plays Dak Faden, goes looting. They ditch Gideon and Solitude. We draw Tree Speaker, which is probably not long for this world, but we don't have any other options here. Oh, Balance? That's not a good card. Why are you running Balance, man? That's sad times. They gave up a land for that, but I mean, like, they have an active Dak Faden. Yeah, so I guess our hope is we top deck Island and we draw like 6 lands and a huge, like, Tovalar's Huntmaster again. No, that's not what I want at all. Opponent plays Teferi. Now it doesn't even work because they're going to bounce Fast Bond. Oh, we just needed one of those mana dorks so we could keep playing spells. Oh, alright. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. Uh-huh. They uptick. Uptick, uptick, uptick. They didn't uptick Dak Faden. Oh, alright, alright. I'm so sorry this deck is going out on a whimper, but I don't see a way out of this. Oh, I guess I'll play it out. But, oh man. Just upticking a whole bunch. Yep. Sheldock Isle. Chandra. The Planeswalker Dream Team ticks up, finds Counterspell. Yep, they uptick to Fairy again. right. GG, opponent. GG. Well, you know, hey, at least we got half our entry back, but I hope you guys enjoyed this iteration of Vintage Cube. If you did, please leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe to the channel if you're so inclined, and remember you can follow me over there on Twitch. Same username over there as you find me on here. I also have a Discord, a Patreon, and a Twitter that I almost never use the Twitter, but it is there, and so thank you all so much for watching. You're all wonderful human beings, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!